Okay, so I'm going to try to factor this because I know I have to find the x-intercepts, but I'm going to tell you right now you can't factor it. So you have no choice for the vertex, but to do that formula, negative b over 2a. So my a is 1, my b is negative 6. So I'm going to go negative of negative 6 over 2 times 1, which is 6 over 2, which is 3. Now that I got the x value of the vertex, I'm going to plug that in, and I'm going to get the y. 9 minus 18, make sure you show your work, negative 6. Vertex, check. The y-intercept always has a 0. Well, in standard form, 0 squared, gone. 6 times 0, gone. So the answer is just 3. Now, I want the x-intercept, and there are x-intercepts. So if this happens that you can't box it to find the x-intercepts, and you can't square root to find the x-intercepts, I will give you bonus by doing the quadratic formula. But only do the quadratic formula if you have time, because it's not going to be easy. A equals 1, B is negative 6, and C is 3. So I'm going to do the little formula, negative of negative B plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4 times A times C, all over 2 times A. If you remember, I circle that, bring it down. So I'm doing the square root of 36 minus 12, which is the square root of 24. I can't find the square root of 24, so it's 6 plus or minus square root of 24 over 2. Normally I'd have you pick it up in the calculator and round it to the nearest hundredth, but I don't really care. So just tell me 6 plus or minus rad 24 over 2, and I'm happy because you get it. Okay? Just write x equals. Okay? All right, let's try the next one. The next one's in factored form, so I can find the x-intercepts just by setting that equal to 0. So if I set that equal to 0, I get negative 4, 0. If I set that equal to 0, it's 6, 0. So that one was no problem. The vertex is halfway in the middle, or the formula. I don't want to use the formula. I can figure out what's halfway in between, and halfway in between is 1. So I plug in 1 to my x, and I'm going to figure it out. Negative 3, 1 plus 4, 1 minus 6. 1 plus 4 is 5. When I multiply 5 times 5, 25, times 3 is 75. A negative times a negative is a positive. Now remember, for my y-intercept, I've got to plug in 0. But it's not like this one where it just crosses off, crosses off. So I literally have to plug in 0 right there. So I'm going to go negative 3 times 0 plus 4, 0 minus 6. 0 plus 4, 0 minus 6, multiply, and I get positive 72. Okay. Last one. It's in vertex form, so guess what? I'm going to find the vertex. Boom. Okay. The x-intercept is when I set this equal to 0. So I'm going to go minus 1, square root, square root. Uh-oh, I have a negative. Because it's negative, there are no x-intercepts. Okay? Last one, to get the y-intercept, plug in 0. So I'm going to take the 0 and plug it in for x. And I'm going to go 0 plus 7 squared plus 1. 0 plus 7 is 7. 7 squared is 49. Plus 1 is 50. Now, I have to be careful because I did all of this work and I didn't read that part that was underlined. Draw a rough sketch. Okay? So let me do this first one. I know I didn't leave much space. I apologize. When it says draw a rough sketch, I'm going to make a line. My vertex, 3, negative 6. I know it's supposed to be going up, and I'm okay with you just going like that. Okay? Let's go to the next one. Drawing a rough sketch. Right 1, up 75. My y-intercept is lower. I know that it's going down, so show it going down. Okay? And if you look, negative 4 maybe, 6 maybe. Do the last one. Left 7, up 1. It's going up, which makes sense because there aren't any x-intercepts.